Well, Hare Krishna to everyone. So, in today's video, we will be understanding like how things, can be predicted in terms of only, understanding the elements. When we talk about the elements, specifically, among human, as you all know, we are all dominated by the five elements, and these five elements basically creates our physical body, as well as there is lot of important role they play in terms of uh, when we talk about how to live a healthy life, and when we talk about how actually people behave when they are dominated by different kind of elements. So today we will try to understand those things. Okay, so I'll try to help you, like simply by looking at the behavior of the person. Sometimes we can judge, yes, judge is the right word. We can guess, and we can also always say we can, if you are if your study is if you are confident your study is good, then you can confidently also predict the behavior of a person. So I'll not take much of your time. I'll straight forwardly go directly to the topic. So we will try to understand like five elements are there. For example, first we will talk about people who are actually dominated by the fire, how they behave, how they tend to behave. So let us understand that very closely. Look, people who are actually dominated by fire element, most of the time they are people who are leaders. They are very strong communicators. They are very good at giving the narrations, and they are they don't want to speak much. They want to convey their thoughts in a very using very specific words, using very less words. And sometimes even we have noticed that they also do not want to listen much, because in terms of knowledge, in terms of their experiences, these are the people who learned a lot more thing about their own specific domain. And in when you talk about their knowledge level at in their own domain specifically, that is at the peak. So that is why they don't want to listen. And if you ask them, okay, read this particular book or a paper, they will not read. They are having a kind of photographic memory. They simply go one by one, and they will say, okay, I have gone through. Actually, they have such a sharp memory. They have such a sharp I would say grasping power, where they can grasp the basic points, and then they love to elaborate those points like further on their own knowledge base. So this is the particular trait, and they are decision makers. They are people who strongly believe in taking decisions. They actually create lot of value. They bring a lot of value in the lives of people by taking great decisions in the life. You will wherever you will see the people who are in the domain of spirituality, or maybe in the corporates, maybe in the any specific others domain where they are having their grip. So these are the people who are basically I would say very aggressive in terms of their approach, and they always want to convey their thoughts very clearly, right? So this is one way to understand to people who are dominated by the fire element. So this is the one thing. And now when I will the point I will finish this lecture, after that you will be able to judge yourself also, ki how this particular person is behaving, whether he because what happened, the concept goes like there is a major element and there is a minor element in one situation. And when you talk to one particular person, generally we tend to showcase our elements in terms of major and minor. This is this major and minor basically decides our personality, our aura, how we work, how we actually take the proceedings of the life, how we take the action in the life. So like I shared this thing related to fire element people who are dominated by the fire. Okay. And as I said, they don't want to listen much. You talk to them very specifically. You convey your points, very specifically, because they don't want to listen much of the stories. They get irritated by that kind of thing. So always be cautious when you talk to the person who is governed by fire element, who is showing the traits of fire element, whatever I shared with you right now just few minutes back. Listen this entire video once again. You will be able to know, and you can note down all these points. It will help you. So this is the one thing. We have gone through the fire. Now we will go through the air. Now what happened with the air people? The people basically who are dominated by the air element in the Vastu Shastra. Whenever we start our practices, whenever, if suppose I am I am going for a Vastu Shastra, I am going to judge a property, the first foremost thing is I am going to talk to the client, the people, the person who belong to the property, and how they are talking to me, how they are communicating to me. This is how I will be able to understand their actual query. Because sometimes people are confused also, they are not able to communicate you the right thing. Okay, so in that case you need to have the deep understanding of the elements also. That is why I am clarifying you these elements, and after that I'll give you some important announcements also that will help you in a big way. So let us go more deeper. Now what air element people do, basically they tend to talk a lot of, they are having they want to talk, all they want to always talk, they love to talk. Okay, even the area which does not belongs to them, there also they want to contribute, they want to talk. This is a one thing. Another thing is they want to take the knowledge from each and every gurus book. Suppose if they are going for searching for a one topic, supposedly Vastu Shastra, now they will search 10 books, 10 gurus, and 20 courses. This is how they go, and this is the way they proceed in their life, they approach the things to their life, and basically they talk much, and on the top of that they have urge of taking lot of knowledge. Okay, so this is another, they are simply derived. Wherever they get an opportunity to learn something, they will learn. This is a good thing about them. But lot of information, getting lot of information on one particular topic, sometimes with that thing they got confused also. That is another thing which they suffer. So as a air person, and they are always laughing, they are always talking, they are always a kind of you can say a bubbly nature. That kind of nature they do have. Okay, they always want to laugh, they want to talk. This kind of nature generally they carry. And supposedly like if they are going for to the market, and you ask them to buy, suppose you ask them to buy a pen, but they will buy 3 4 5 7 more things along with that. This is another thing which they are a good, they are good at spending money. They can't save money, and they want to spend lot of money on their knowledge, and they want to spend lot of money on small souvenirs they want to collect. So this is another thing. And you will ask them to buy one thing, they will buy 10 things. Okay, so another thing. So this is how air people behave. Now you will be, I hope you will be able to see in at your family how people are dominated by the different elements, and how actually they are behaving, right? So this is something related to air. I hope I have conveyed everything to you. And so still, if I'll remember, I'll talk once again. Let me go to now water element. Let's go with the water element. Now, what water element does? As we all know, water is basically talking about our emotions, emotional, because these people they are having one more thing I told, I like forgot to tell you. There is a body type also. When you talk about air people, they are basically thin and long. Their bones are I would say comparatively thin. And when you talk about the fire dominated people, they are having robust body, good physical cult. Their physical structure is very attractive. And when they talk, it seems like they are talking aggressively, but actually they are not aggressive. They seems to be aggressive, but they are not. Actually they are very soft at their heart, and they can't convey their feelings. This is fire element. I forgot to tell these things also. Anyways, let me go to water element once again. Now, as opposite to fire, these people are basically very emotional people. Their body type is basically plum. They are a bit of fat, and they tend to cry, and very easily. It is very difficult to control them once if they start showing their emotions. If you ask them to read a book, they will read the book, with feelings. There is a word called feeling. They actually have feelings. They are tend to develop feelings very fast, and they are emotionally connected to whomsoever they are, connected with. It could be, and there are, specifically some more good qualities they have. They are very good at saving the money also. The people who can save the money, actually, in terms of vastu and industrial vastu and commercial vastu, when you will ask me, sir, from where we will get, what kind of people we should get into the accounts team, all should be people who belongs to more of water element. You can get those people into your team in the accounts team specifically. When you talk about, sir, what kind of people I got should get into the marketing domain, you can get the people in the marketing domain who are dominated by fire or air, that kind of thing. And when you talk about people who are good at trainings, communicating the things in the right way, that is always fire element. Okay. And these are the different traits. Actually, we should always, as a vastu student, we should always, take care or note, please take notes of all these, traits. And now what will happen, you will be able to see the personalities, you will be able to see the people, how they are behaving in your organization, and accordingly you can, render their roles, you can give them their roles. Sometimes you can give them a mix of role. Okay. Sometimes people are good at communication, but and also good at, knowledge also. So you can take that kind of combination, you can give them training, you can also send them to the markets also. So they can take care of training modules always. They can take care of, sometimes, marketing team is not there, so they can go and communicate there, and they can understand the things. So this is how we have to understand how people are actually behaving around and surround us. And when you talk about water element, let's get back to the water element once again. Actually, a lot of information is there. I want to just share in this information, because this is very valuable information for all of you, specifically who are in the in our vastu program. So those students will actually need to understand these things very closely. I hope you are getting my point. So now, another good quality of these people are, they are very loyal. When you talk about, people who are dominated by the water element, they are very loyal. And they speak very, they speak very softly. Okay. They speak very in an organized and structured way. They speak very in a calculated way also sometimes. But that calculations doesn't have, like, that calculations always have, I would say, emotions into that. Okay. And structured and emotionally structured, I would say, this is the right term we can use for these people. And what is the basic quality of, water can, save your nutrients in the body, minerals in the body. So in order to keep the things for the long term, for the long time, for the time of emergency, that is the nature of, water. So this is the exact role they play in our life also, the people who are governed by water element. As well as, you know you can't talk to them in a very loud way. If you will talk to them in a loud way, they will cry. Another important thing, you have to take care of their emotions. If you will not take care of their emotions, they will then leave you, this is for sure. If you want to take care of your like accounts team or finances team, always, take see कि how many people are there who are actually, dominated by water, and how many people are there actually who are playing their role in terms of saving the money, in terms of cost cutting, in terms of helping the organization in those times when there will be dearth of the funds. So this is the basic thing we have to understand related to, water dominating personalities. Okay, so we are done with water also. So now we will go to, earth element. These are the people basically, you can say that way they are good. They are having reserve nature. They don't talk much to the people. They are sometimes very slow in terms of implementing the things. Procrastination, another thing, which is their major trait. And people who belong to earth element, they are very stubborn and determined also. Stubborn and determined both, you have to understand. Okay. So if you find that kind of people, who have decided, okay, I will do, and then they will not leave the program, leave that task in between. They will implement that task till their last breath. This is another important trait they are having. Okay, so this is something related to earth element people. And now further we go to sky element. Sky element is not much talked in the, I would say, vastu shastra. Reason being is, sky is something, where this though I will clear this thing, but let me tell you very important thing here. People who belong to sky element are actually very less, because basically these people are people who are directly connected to the god, I would say. They are, positive side of there is their spiritual, and negative side of them is they are sometimes prone to go into the addictions also. Okay, so they are very creative, they are imaginative, they can think a lot, they are think tanks. And but implementation is very poor. That is another thing. Implementation is very, very poor. This is a basic challenge they face. When we talk to the sky people, they'll come to you, they will talk a lot of big things, but they won't be able to implement. So this is one thing you have to always notice. Always, identify. And sometimes, they talk sometimes vague also. Vague, that's actually not vague. For them that is very relevant, but for these worldly matters, those things are vague, because sometimes, as I told you, they are talking, about those aspects which they can imagine, but people or world can't see. So this is the strength of sky dominating, people. So these are the five elements I have captured, guys, for all of you. I hope you are clear about this. If you have any doubts, you can talk to me. You can just share in the comments. I'll reply your all the questions. Another thing, I want to give an announcement, important announcement, because since we are operating across the globe now, and in Vadodara currently we have established our Gurukul also. So we are initiating some of the now live workshops also here, where these are going to be 2 days workshop, which is one in going to be is in the domain of nakshatra. In the February month, these workshops will start. Saturday, Sunday we will be conducting these workshop. First workshop will be on nakshatra, 27 nakshatra, 8 hours, per day. We are going to give you academic 8 hours. In the morning 6, your schedule will start. You will come here at our resort, you will stay in our resort, in the villas, and your breakfast, lunch, dinner will be taken care by us, and all the arrangements will be done by us. You have to come here, and you have to simply sit in this lush green campus and just focus on your study. So nakshatra will be the first announcement. Second announcement is vastu shastra. On vastu shastra 45 devta, which is our favorite program, and one of our book also, which is published internationally. You can see this book, you will see on Amazon and everywhere all the way down the line. In India we have launched this copy now. So on Vastu Shastra, in the second week, we are coming with another workshop where people will learn about the practical aspects of Vastu Shastra and how to implement those aspects. Okay, so these two programs, though we are having four announcements, but I'll give you two today only. And another thing is which I want to announce is we have also announced the Vastu Kalash program, which is for the builders as well as architects as well as civil engineers. The basic objective of this program is, like, most of the people come to us, sir, vastu architect is saying this house is according to vastu, but actually it is not. Most of the developers think this house or villa is according to vastu, but it is not. Now we have fixed that program. If you are a developer, and if you want, you are having a dead inventory with you, you are saying ki, I'm not able to sell these flats, so definitely there are wrong energies, wrong vastu energies also, and we are ready to help you in terms of giving the treatment to that property, and that will be sold then. Okay, number one. Number two, this program will be benefiting both the parties, to builders also, to client also. If you have recently bought your house, purchased your house, and you are not sure about, you have purchased the right home or wrong home, without touching even a single wall, without breaking even a single wall, we can treat your whole house. That is quite possible right now. Across the globe we are giving these services. If you need any help, you can approach us, and we are going to help you in terms of visiting physically also if required, and if required, we are going to give you your solution on Zoom also. That can be also managed. So, guys, with this note, these are the some of the announcements which I've shared, and I hope you understand the five elements today. Please, if you don't understand, you can ask me again. Please feel free to talk to me, and then further we are going to keep talking on all these aspects. So, we'll end today's video with this note. Thank you very much. Namaskaram. Hare Krishna.